Hi guys, it's Shannon from milkandcuddles.com, and this week I've been working on some super fun dolls, and I was inspired to do them by an artist in Australia named Sonia Singh, who came up with the concept of tree change dolls, and I'm going to link her information below. She has some amazing creations, and basically what she was doing was going into thrift stores in Australia and getting dolls people were going to throw away and repainting them and making them new again. And that was a great concept, I thought. But also it solved a problem that I've had, which is that I've had a Bratz doll in my garage for about a year. Someone gave it to my daughter, which was very sweet. But it was not quite the message that I wanted to send to a 6-year-old. The makeup's kind of crazy. They wear stilettos. The dolls are kind of about shopping, and at least the one that we had was. So it just wasn't really the stuff I wanted a 6-year-old to be focusing on. And so it was sitting in our garage, and I thought I would regift it. But then I never regifted it because I didn't really want to send that message to another 6-year-old. So I thought this would be a great way to kind of get the brat that we had and make it into a doll my daughter could actually play with. So I have been repainting her this week. If you're familiar with the Bratz, this is Chloe. And I took her makeup off her and redid her hair and did little feet because if you know Bratz, what you might realize is that they actually don't have feet. So if you take off the stilettos that they wear, they have kind of nubs. So I sculpted little feet and did a little face, and I did it with a whole bunch of other little Bratz that I found at the thrift store. So I thought I would share with you how I did it. Sonia Singh has a video showing how she takes the makeup off dolls, and I recommend it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find some of the things that she uses, for instance, eucalyptus oil. Maybe that's in the United States somewhere, but I didn't know where it was. So I came up with a system that worked for me of how to take the makeup off the dolls using things in the United States and makeup and clay for the feet. And so I am going to share that with you. Stay tuned and I'll show you the before and afters of my dolls. So these are what the girls look like at the end, but here's the beginning. Okay, so this is the package of the Bratz doll that I was telling you about. You can see she's got all her crazy shoes and everything. And that's what she looked like beforehand. And I'll tell you what worked easiest for me to take her makeup off of her was nail polish remover. And I didn't use any eucalyptus oil. I just used nail polish remover. And I actually found that worked really well as long as I used, like, see, this is just acetone nail polish. Didn't work very well for me. It was smudgy, kind of stained the skin. But this Sephora little wipeable nail polishes worked like a dream. And what worked the very best was just pure acetone, which you can get at basically any beauty supply store. So if I were you and I was starting out, I'd probably just go for the pure acetone. You can see her face. And I've wiped it here with the acetone. You can see it comes off. Isn't that weird? The dolls, like, I never thought about the fact that you could take off the makeup that's on them. So there she is. All of her makeup is off. And you'll have to give it a couple good rubs because even when it first comes off, you'll see there's a little bit of streaks. Next, you're going to want to wash her face with soap and water and make sure you get all of the nail polish remover off, especially if you use pure acetone because that's pretty heavy chemical. Okay, next, I went ahead and did the painting of the whites of the eyes and some eyelids, and then I let this dry overnight before I came in with a color. While I was letting it dry, I thought I'd go see if I could find some other little thrown away dolls at the thrift store that I could make over as little friends for this one. And it just so happened I found a pack of Bratz for $1, 2 Bratz, and I think they were so cheap because the Brat dolls actually don't have feet, which is weird. I didn't know that. When you take their shoes off, they have like these nubs. And so if you don't have the shoes anymore, basically they're useless. So this is what one of them looked like before I took the makeup off. And here I am painting the very same doll. And you can see it almost looks like the same doll, just like if she had actually taken off of her makeup. This is the second doll I got. And this is what she looked like after I took her makeup off and started to repaint her face. And then I found this third doll. This is actually not a Bratz doll. This is called a Moxie Girl. And her makeup is actually quite cute. But to make her kind of match the others, I went ahead and did her makeup too. So I took all of her makeup off the same way with the acetone. And here I am working on all of the girls. Okay, so let's talk for a minute about color. So in America, most Bratz dolls are made of a hard vinyl, and for a hard vinyl doll, you're going to use a water-based acrylic paint. And it's important that it's not oil-based, but water-based, because the oil will actually destroy the plastic. So I bought this set. It's a Liquitex water-based acrylic set, and I just mixed colors to make other colors. Then I went to a hobby shop and got these teeny little brushes. The little blue one a minute ago was actually meant for painting model cars. Comes in a pack of like 20. But I also got these Simply Sensational brushes, and they're kind of on the cheaper side of acrylic brushes, but they worked fine for me, and they have very, very tiny points. And that's what you're looking for, is brushes that have extremely tiny points, because when you get in there to do details, a brush that's too big is just going to make a mess. So the smaller, the better. Then I got little Q-tips just to put on, like, for instance, when I made the little shoes, which I'll do in another video, I covered them in paint after they were dry and then shellacked them with Liquitex matte varnish. And I also used the matte on the eyebrows and on the lips of the doll. But for the eyes, you kind of want a little bit of life and sparkle there. And so I used a varnish that is shiny for the eyes. And there you have it, guys. You've given your doll a make-under. I'd love to see if you make your own doll. You can use your imagination and make the faces look however you like. Visit milkandcuddles.com for more information and links on how to make the shoes, doll furniture, all sorts of other goodies. Hope that helps, guys.